What if I tell you right now that a normal-looking 1969 Washington quarter can be worth far more than 25 cents? Not just a little more, but sometimes $50, $200, $1,000, $3,000, or even higher depending on condition and rare errors. Most people never check their coins. They spend them fast. But a few people look closely, and that is where real money is found. Some collectors have paid thousands of dollars for the right 1969 quarter, and the reason is simple. Small details make a big difference. If you understand those details, you can spot value that others miss. The 1969 Washington quarter was made as part of the long-running Washington Quarter series that honors George Washington. This design started in 1932 and is still known by collectors all over the world. By 1969, coins were no longer made with silver like older quarters. Instead, they were made with a mix of copper and nickel. Because of that, most 1969 quarters are very common today. Millions were made, and most are only worth face value. But not all of them are the same. Some have special features that make them stand out, and those are the coins that can bring real money. In normal condition, a 1969 quarter that has been used in daily life is usually worth around 25 cents to $1. If the coin looks better, with less wear and more shine, it can sell for around $5 to $20. If the coin is in very clean, almost perfect condition, collectors may pay $50 to $200 or more. When you go into very high grades, such as MS-67 or higher, prices can jump fast. Some top-condition coins have sold for around $3,000 or more in auctions. This shows that condition alone can make a big difference, but the real high value comes from errors. These are mistakes made when the coin was produced. Errors are not common, and that is why collectors pay more for them. One of the most important errors is the double die. This happens when the design is stamped twice in a slightly different position. When you look closely, you may see doubling in letters like Liberty or In God We Trust, or even in the date 1969. If the doubling is clear, the value can go from a few $100s to $1,000, $2,000, or even $3,500 or more depending on how strong the error is and the condition of the coin. Another type of error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not placed correctly when it is struck. Part of the design will be missing, and the coin may look shifted to one side. The more off-center the coin is, the more collectors like it, as long as the date is still visible. These coins can sell for around $50 to $250, and sometimes more if the error is large and clear. A wrong planchet error is much more rare. This happens when a coin is made on a piece of metal meant for another coin. For example, a quarter design may be struck on a smaller or different metal blank. These coins look unusual right away. They may have a different color, size, or weight. Because they are very rare, they can sell for $500 to $1,000 or more, and in some cases even higher depending on the exact type. Clipped planchet errors are also found in some 1969 quarters. This happens when part of the metal blank is missing before the coin is struck. The coin will have a curved missing section on the edge. These coins are easier to spot and can sell for around $30 to $100 or more, depending on how big the clip is and the condition of the coin. There are also coins with strike-through errors. This happens when something gets in the way during the striking process, such as grease or debris. This can cause missing details or strange marks on the coin. These errors are not always very high in value, but strong examples can still sell for $20 to $100 or more. One important point to understand is that not every unusual coin is valuable. Some coins are damaged after they leave the mint. Damage like scratches, bending, or heat marks does not increase value. In fact, it lowers it. Real errors happen during production, and they have specific signs that collectors look for. That is why learning how to identify real errors is very important. To check your coin, first look at the date. Make sure it clearly says 1969. Then check for a mint mark. Coins from Philadelphia do not have a mint mark. Coins from Denver have a small d. Coins from San Francisco may have an S and are often proof coins, which are made for collectors and have a shiny, mirror-like surface. Proof coins can be worth more, especially if they are in perfect condition. Next, look at the condition of the coin. A coin with sharp details, no heavy scratches, and strong shine will always be worth more than a worn coin. Focus on the face of George Washington. If the hair details are clear and the lines are sharp, that is a good sign. On the back, check the eagle design. Clear feathers and strong lines mean better condition. Using a magnifying glass can help a lot. Small details like doubling or fine lines are hard to see with the naked eye. A simple magnifier can help you spot things that others miss. This is often how valuable coins are found. People who take the time to look closely have a better chance of finding something special. Checking the edge of the coin is also useful. A normal 1969 quarter has a copper-colored stripe on the edge because of its layered metal. If the edge looks different, it could be a sign of an unusual planchet or error. Weight is another clue. A normal quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. If your coin is much lighter or heavier, it may be something unusual. Auction sales give a clear idea of real value. High-grade 1969 quarters have sold for around $3,000 or more in top condition. Error coins, especially strong double dies or rare planchet errors, have sold in the range of $500 to $3,000 or higher. These are real prices paid by collectors who want rare pieces for their collections. It is also important to understand that values can change. The coin market depends on demand. If more collectors are looking for a certain type of coin, prices can go up. If demand drops, prices can go down. That is why not every coin will sell for the same price. Condition, rarity, and demand all work together to set the value. Some people think older coins are always valuable, but that is not true. Age alone does not create value. A coin must be rare, in good condition, or have a special feature. The 1969 quarter is a good example. Most are common, but a few are special. Those few are the ones collectors want. Professional grading is another important step for high-value coins. Companies like PCGS and NGC check coins and give them a grade based on condition. A graded coin is easier to sell and often gets a higher price because buyers trust the grade. Storage also matters. Coins should be kept in a safe place, away from moisture and dirt. Using coin holders or protective cases helps keep them in good condition. Cleaning coins is not a good idea. It may seem like it will make the coin look better, but it actually reduces value. Collectors prefer coins in original condition, even if they look a bit worn. Another thing to remember is that fake or altered coins exist. Some people try to change coins to make them look like rare errors. This is why it is important to learn the signs of real errors and, if needed, get expert opinion. A real error has specific features that are hard to copy. The 1969 Washington quarter is a good example of how small details can create big value. Most people see it as just a coin. But collectors see more. They look at condition, errors, and small differences that others ignore. That is where the value comes from. If you have a 1969 quarter, it is worth taking a closer look. Check the date, the mint mark, the condition, and look for any unusual features. Even if you do not find a rare one, you will learn how to spot value in coins. And if you do find something special, it could be worth much more than you expect. Coins like this show that value is not always obvious. It is hidden in small details. People who take the time to learn and look closely have a better chance of finding something valuable. The 1969 quarter may look simple, but in the right condition or with the right error, it can be worth real money.